We gotta be live, right? We gotta be. Good morning, and welcome to Viva Cafe. Leche. I am one of the fabulous and beautiful co-hosts, Dr. Lori Monaco with Inc. I am a life coach specializing in transformation and mindfulness practice. My business, Align Yourself Inc. I am also a speaker, a workshop creator and facilitator. I am the weight loss doc with my incredibly cool weight loss programs where you can lose a lot of weight in a very short period of time and keep it off and empower yourself. And what else can I possibly say? I am the badass Buddha, and I am coming to you from a dreary Southern Connecticut. So good morning. I'm going to brighten it up.
Good morning. Am I breaking up?
No, you sound pretty good.
Good morning. Good morning. Buenos días. Namaste, mi gente. I am La Margarita, coming to you from dreary Tampa, Florida. Yesterday, it rained all day. We had high winds, tree pieces falling on my tin roof. But we survived the night with no damage. So thank God. I am grateful. Your spiritual and creative healing life coach, where we turn our emotions, our sadness, our sorrows, our grief onto canvas. Come see about me. I am your notary, your mobile notary. So if you're in the Tampa area, call me. I will come to you. I am your gladiator guru, La Gitana. Welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche and this very special day today. What are we talking about?
We're talking about kindness because tomorrow is World Kindness Day. So we are going to start the conversation and we are going to encourage all of you to be as kind as you can tomorrow. It should be a daily practice, of course. I mean, yes, I'm shitting on you, but something like that is worth shitting on you because kindness, we don't have enough kindness. And we're going to talk about what kindness means and how to bring it into our daily, obviously I love hearts. I mean, I brought hearts in just a couple of years ago because I didn't have enough of them around. So maybe we'll talk about that. But yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today. So get ready. We're going to just fill your day with joy and kindness. You're going to want to vomit. There's going to be so much kindness.
And I want to start off by saying, Lori, I love you.
And I love you, Margie, gladiator guru. And what is it? The Gitana.
La Gitana. You know, I throughout my life, I have adopted little things. La Gitana was born years ago in my 20s when my son's father used to get so angry that I was always out and about. And he's like, you're just like a fucking gypsy, always out and about at all hours. So that name always stuck. So a lot of my friends still call me that. But I did use it. I do use it for like when I'm doing something creative. And one of my art shows in Orlando was named La Gitana, the gypsy. So, and I think I sent you that.
You did. And it's very suiting. It suits you. You know, that gypsy used to have such a negative connotation, and I think that's changed, although some might still consider it a negative thing, I suppose, if you live in like Eastern Europe. But I think for most people, it represents freedom, free spirit. Somebody who travels but can connect at the same time, as opposed to the negative things associated with it, So I love it. I think it suits you really, really well. And I want to bring up something because we need to spread this. So those of you that share, and for the love of God, would you share the videos, tell them that we're on YouTube. We need you to share. We're asking you to do that because, again, we feel we have a great little thing here and we want to share it with everybody to encourage people to communicate and be open and just be who they are. So there seems to be a miscommunication where, because the name is Viva Cafe con Leche, people are a little apprehensive to come on because they think that we only speak Spanish, which, I mean, what do I speak practically nothing. I don't even, I can read and I have no idea what I'm saying, but I can say it, So it's not, and it's the flavor of it. And I love what Gladiator Guru brings, because she brings that Latina flair, and she does throw in the Spanish. In fact, I actually would love if she spoke more on here to get our Latina, even Latinos, the engagement, because we're one people. We have this beauty behind us. Whether it doesn't matter what our culture, what we were brought up in. It's love and laughter and celebrating life, and we can do that in any language.
Yes, and I think that Spanish is just such a beautiful language.
It is, really.
I love Italian. I really do. I wish my mother taught us. But I think Spanish on its own is just so beautiful. And even when you listen to a Spanish song, you try to translate it, it loses its beauty. Like all the flow and the sensuality gets lost in translation. Even when you're cursing somebody out in Spanish, it sounds melodic. So you can't.
That's the piece that I always wanted to be able to have, with just the profanity, so that I could just swing into it, and it's so much more powerful. Like, I remember growing up in my Italian household, and my grandmother would just go off in Italian, and it was just so, you didn't know what the hell she was saying, but you knew it had to be good, because she didn't want anybody else to. I mean, the adults knew, but the kids were like, "What is she saying?" And it was just so much more effective, A kindness day, speaking about yelling at each other in profanity.
Because sometimes we do that with love, like when we're yelling at somebody not to get hurt, and we come out using the colorful words. That's a term of endearment, when we say it, and nobody gets offended. Oh, nobody gets offended when you say that. And if they do, oh well, they should know it comes with love and this day of kindness.
On this day of kindness. So let's start. Well, let's just jump in. But let's start with our intention and our mantra and set the tone for today. And then we'll just talk about some great stuff. So I have the intention today. Yes, it's my turn.
Yes.
Okay. I exude kindness. Oh, I so cheated on this one. So I exude kindness, love, and compassion to any and all sentient beings. That's the intention you're going to set for today and for every day. I exude kindness, love, and compassion to any and all sentient beings.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Mine is, happiness is a habit. Practice it. Happiness is a habit. Practice it, because it comes from within.
It does.
My second intention was, my soul is too lit to give a shit. So that if you're having a bad day, you come across somebody that's gonna just take
you so much better. You blew mine out of the freaking water. Okay, so here's how this is how you're gonna play it, everybody. Here's your intention you're setting for today. I exude kindness, love, and compassion to any and all sentient beings, and I am too lit to give.
My soul is too lit to give a shit.
Oh my God.
And you know what? Sometimes you need that type of wording to jumpstart you and get you out of something that could have turned ugly. Like, you know what? It's like a post I put up yesterday. 50% namaste and 50% go fuck yourself.
And I love that I shared that post. That is so phenomenal. I think I've seen that posted before.
I posted it. I found it in my memories on Facebook.
Oh my God, that's probably where I saw it. I love it. Because you know what? Listen, that's being real. Because most of us, are like when when Gladiator Guru talks about being, you know, when she says namaste, she says it a lot. In fact, it's gotten me to add it to my, you know, highs and buys and whatever. I didn't say it that much, but I, you know, was into it, right? And so, seriously, my kid is like, she has her headphones on, but I hear her whole thing. I can hear it, honey. All right. So there's people that'll say namaste to you, and it is just the most insincere, just playing the role kind of deal. That's why I love that piece, because, you know, sometimes we are very truly namaste, and other times we are very go fuck yourself. Because that's a boundary, that's a protection for yourself, and it doesn't mean you have to say it to the other person. You could just say, go fuck yourself. I'm not going to think about you. I'm not listening to the bullshit that you're telling me, and I'm just going to go in peace and live my day. So I love that. Absolutely love that. You still there? Oh, did you freeze, Gladiator Guru? And I'm talking on and on. Hopefully nobody else froze. Okay, so while Gladiator Guru, we're worried about this because the weather is so iffy where she is. So I'm going to go ahead and give shout outs to everybody. So good morning, Michelle. So Michelle said good morning to us. So good morning, Michelle. We're glad you're here. Lori, there's a lot of feedback. Okay. Let me know if the feedback has gotten any better. I'm not sure where the feedback was coming from. It might have been, is it our voice feedback? Is that the problem? Oh, and Gladiator Guru has left. Let's see. Hopefully she'll get back on. Francia's on. Good morning, Francia. I get to watch you now at home with my cafe. Good. God is amazing. Wonderful. And Chenille Real Deal, thank you for coming on. Again, love, love, love the name. And Arika is watching. Good morning. Aritza's on. And she says, good morning, ladies and gents. And I was just doing shout outs while you were.
No, that's good. You know what? It's the aftermath of the storm yesterday. But yes, good morning, Michelle, Chenille, Iritza. Francia, I'm sorry, I know I'm repeating, but I'm saying it. Buenos dias. Good morning. I think, you know, people get it confused when you're zenning and you're finding that inner peace. A lot of people see that shift in you and they automatically think that you've gone soft. And I don't argue with it. I've been told that a lot lately. You know, I'm not the Margie they were all used to. And I'm okay with that, because I know I can go from 60 to 0 and rip your throat out in a heartbeat if you cross the line. And I'm okay with that, because yes. I am going to exude kindness and peace. As long, you know, there's boundaries. Everybody has boundaries.
That's it.
And as long as that boundary isn't crossed on purpose, just to whatever, or be disrespectful, then I'm going to always smile, and I'm always going to come over for coffee. And then, you know, people sometimes forget about kindness. How's that?
Well, and you know what? Listen, you're right, because sometimes there's a lot of reasons why people don't want to be kind for that exact thing, Gladiator Guru. It's that they think you're soft. They think that you're weak. And if you're kind, then you can get taken advantage of. And I think that they're not they're not even related. It's just that what we've seen is that people who tend to be kind get taken advantage of because they don't understand how to create boundaries. There's nothing wrong with saying no to somebody and do it in a kind way. And then sometimes there's nothing wrong with saying no to somebody not in a kind way because they're not hearing you and they're not getting what you're saying. What we're talking about with kindness is the fact that kindness needs to be, you know, that is what you decide to be. It's just like being happy. It's just like being miserable, just like being angry. You decide these things. We always blame it and say, oh, that person made me angry. No, asshole, that you made yourself angry. I mean, call it what it is. So kindness does, for some people, take conscious effort. Some people are just really not good at kindness because kindness requires you to let go a little bit, trust in people, put down the boundaries a little bit. But you don't have to completely throw the boundaries out. You could still have the boundaries. I am a very kind individual. My kindness, I've always been a kind individual, but I had no boundaries. years ago, and my kindness is so different now, and my happiness is so different now, and the way that I relate to people is so different now because I have the boundaries, and I'm actually having more fun being kind, and it's much more genuine, which is really interesting. I thought I was really kind years ago, but it wasn't as genuine as it is now with my boundaries. And that
Well, let's talk about that. What happens is, and correct me if I'm wrong, when people do not have boundaries, they put up a facade. So they want everybody to like them. And that's where we misunderstand kindness for just wanting to be accepted. And then that's when people step all over us. So then when you do build boundaries, you're still going at it slowly because you don't want the same thing to happen because you were kind, your way, shape, or form kind, but you were still kind. And so now you go into, I think at every level, every person has some type of trust issues because of boundaries broken or severely crossed. So then you not me, I give everybody an A until they fuck it up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what I heard about you. I don't care what you've done in your past. I don't even care what you do in your personal life now. I go by how you are with me. Right. If you cross that boundary, and then we'll have a conversation or something. But I think we're all maybe intimidating when people first meet us, so the kindness isn't as genuine as it would be. And I just think we gotta give people, which is a hard thing too, to go around giving kindness without judgment. Like to have both of them, it's hard to even them out because we're so quick to judge, when we see somebody or when we meet somebody. And I think it's even more difficult to try and break that habit.
Right, because kindness is not limited to certain groups and certain people and what you think who deserves it. That's the hardest part, I think, is that when you say, I'm going to be kind today, that means across the board.
Across the board.
Take away judgment. You have to take away what you think. You see somebody on the side of the road begging for money, and we automatically think, we can go in all different directions. Some people think, oh my God, this poor person. And other people could say, oh, this person's probably going to get into like a Cadillac Escalade when the day is done and they didn't work. And technically they are working. They're working it. They got
Thank you.
Job. They're self-employed. How about
Thank you. Thank you. That's what I always say. You're absolutely correct. But real quick, good morning, Marina. Good morning, our Janice. I love when you're on. And our favorite barber is on, Jonathan.
Good morning, Jonathan. We have a lot of comments too. So like first off, Francia says, glad you're okay after the storm, Margarita.
Thank you.
Diana's on. Good morning, Dee. Francia said, yes, I learned my boundaries, and love saying no while being me and still kind. And Francia is, gosh, Francia, you're so kind. It feels good to free up my time for me. Chanel says, you will never regret being kind. Yes, I love that. You won't. Absolutely. See, sometimes people want to be kind with an expectation that the other person's going to be kind back. And when they don't get that, when they don't receive that, they get then that wasn't real true kindness.
Listen, I had somebody who I would give me something. Oh, I saw this, I thought of you, and I said, I knew you would love it. And then it said, but if you don't want it, don't just leave it there or give it to somebody. Just give it back to me.
It had the stipulations. There was a contract.
And I was like, keep it, because you're not going to give me something and tell me how to wear it or what type of planter to put on it or what have you, because no. So that's never been an issue for me to say no or
something back for that. So when somebody gives you something and says, I thought about you and I'm giving you this, and if it doesn't work for you, it's kind to, and you could even say to the person, listen, this is a beautiful gesture and I appreciate it. This isn't really me. So could I go ahead and be kind to somebody else and forward it? I love that. I'm not a big, how like people regift. I'm not if it doesn't work for you, then move it on to somebody else that could bring them joy. It does not bother me. I mean, Annie, you can take credit for it. I don't care. Look what I do. And then
no, I think, I always, I don't throw things away. Else, if I'm going through something and I'm purging and I look at something and I say, oh, this might look good on so and so, I'll save it. And when so and so comes over, I said, do you like this? I put it aside. I'm not using it. Because I think why waste when, just because I don't like the way it fits me, it might look beautiful, it might accentuate someone else's beauty. And that's why I believe to carry kindness in your heart. Carry kindness in your heart in abundance, and then pay it forward daily, whether it be with smiles, holding a door open for somebody, and not expecting a thank you.
Yeah, the expectation has got to go.
If you hold the door open for somebody, it's not because you want to hear thank you. I don't know if people are like, damn, I held the door. You chose to open that door. I'll yell it to whoever I'm with if they say that. And so, I mean, kindness is just letting somebody pass you while you're in the car. You got the green light, but somebody wants to turn, or somebody, let them pass. Let them say it's okay to cut you off. That's kindness. It's not to people we know. It's just smiling at a child.
And it's not that they're taking advantage of you. Like if somebody cuts you off and if people get so mad, I'm just like, what is it serving me to get all pissed off and ruin my day? Like, just, you know what, buddy, you're in a hurry. You're in a hurry. So that's,
Yep.
You need to get to your place more than I do. That's fine with me. I want to mention something. So Michelle wrote, my kindness has made me a target. I have worked very hard on my boundaries. I am genuinely and innately kind. Angry people in power positions definitely up the ante to tear you down. Yes, but again, it really is. And if you're saying, Michelle, because I know Michelle, and Michelle really is very kind. And if you get taken advantage of, the boundaries are not strong, they're not in place. And when you say things like, I've worked very hard on my boundaries. Sometimes boundaries literally have to be, it's like a wall. You have to break it down and rebuild it. The foundation is probably not so solid, and you're trying to build on a not so solid foundation. So
absolutely.
That means there's a lot of backwards that you have to do before you go forward. And sometimes we resist it when we're very kind-hearted because we don't want to hurt anybody. We don't want to upset people. We don't want, and this might not be your exact case, Michelle, but when we're a people pleaser, see, people pleasing is not necessarily that you're a kind-hearted person. People pleasing, being kind is being kind, whether you are a people pleaser or you're not a people pleaser or you're just who you are. Kindness is kindness. But when you're a people pleaser, you're doing it for yourself deep down. You may say, I'm doing it for another person, but in reality, you're doing it for yourself to make yourself feel better because you're missing. I know this for sure because that's what I did for years. And I've learned that I'm not going to please everybody. And as much as I could say, oh, I didn't please everybody, I know that. I didn't want to believe that. And so I would hold back my kindness. Oh, well, you aren't kind back to me, so I'm not going to be kind to you. Finally, I just said, fuck it. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to be me. I'm going to be kind. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And if somebody has an issue with me, that I know it's their issue. So when I come up against hard ass people like that are not nice and not mean, I just move on. Like I move on to the next person. And I've come with this. Like I've come up to this, especially in business. I was at a networking thing one day, and I have a tough time with people who have real personalities, you know, and I don't want to say I have a tough time. I don't have a tough time so much anymore, but I was sort of like the token person for this particular networking thing. It was a big wig networking thing to raise money for an organization. I was a person who was like a student for the organization. I got invited for free to the benefit, which I was very grateful for. I got to meet some fabulous women, but the person that was in charge that got me to go, I felt like was making me the token and just, oh, you gotta go. She was saying, you gotta go mingle. You gotta go tell people about how great this program was and what you did. You know, that's why you're here. And I was just like, wow, you know, and she was so stern about it, you know, and I was just like, okay, I could take a couple of things like this. I could be like really intimidated by this and feel like, you know, oh my God, I've been so kind and she was so kind, but now it's like this, I feel like I had to pay it. So I just said, you know what, I'm not going to get out of my head and I'm not going to judge this. And I'm just going to enjoy myself. And I'm going to do what she asked. I'm going to say, this has been great for me, because it was. They provided such great information with me. And I wasn't going to judge who she was, because maybe I don't know her, or maybe she was just free, you know, in her headspace because it was a big fundraiser. I don't know. But I've just learned it's just not, it's not me. Like I've learned that the way they're acting, it's not me. And sometimes, and Guru, you'll understand this, sometimes when you're nice to somebody and they're not great at receiving kindness, they become mean or angry or resentful, or they talk back to you, or they try to knock you down. Maybe that's what Michelle's talking about too, because they can't deal with it, because they're afraid of it. Some people are actually afraid of kindness.
Well, that's what I say. I say
Weakness.
my light.
I think it is.
My light bothers their demons. So when my kindness pours through, their demons don't know how to deal with it. So they either
going on, like these little sounds going out.
So they suck their teeth, or they like can't look at me. I've met a lot of people like that, and I laugh, you know, and then I'm like, you know, God bless them, because you can tell instantly. And when I'm kind to somebody and they don't know how to receive it, their insecurities are not my issue. Every time I see them, I'm still going to say, hi, how are you? Hope you're good. Until they get used to it, because the sensitivity in this generation is ridiculous.
Yes.
And I wasn't born to worry about your sensitivity.
Yes. It's not generation, it's in the world. The sensitivity in all the generations today is ridiculous. That's a perfect statement that you made. Yes, the sensitivity is ridiculous. You look funny. What are you getting at? What are you trying to do? It's just like women. If you are kind and outgoing and smiley, it's like men sometimes will take it like, oh, well, she's flirting with me. No, I'm being nice. But that's where the boundary comes in. That's where you're in charge. And you say, and when they come on you, you're like, no, like, this is me. Like, this is who I am.
Like, hello, when did I invite you over to that? Yeah. Yeah. But you know, I don't worry about that. I'm a storyteller. I'm long-winded. You know, I'm a wordsmith. So when I'm going to speak, and I'm going to tell you a story.
Yep.
And so if you know how I am and you think I'm long-winded or I talk too much, then stay away. But I think that kindness is something that you carry in your heart, just like happiness is something that comes from within. Those are things that nobody gives you or takes from you. That is something you create within yourself, and you make a decision that, you know what, I'm not feeling happy today. So I'm going to put my smile. I'm going to make sure I wear my smile through all my chores today, through all my conversations. And once you wear that smile, like, you feel it. Just like when you call customer service, you know the other person is smiling because you hear it in their voice. Thank you for calling. And sometimes I'm like, shut up, Susan. But you know, it's like I'm calling to vent over an overcharge, and you're being too nice to me. And no,
I have a stipulation when I'm in the mood to vent on a customer service and the person's all nice. I have to give the disclaimer. Listen, it's not you. I know it's not you. I'm not mad at you, but I got to get this out because I'm really upset about something. I have to give them this because I'm so kind about it. I'm like, I got to get this disclaimer so they know that, listen, it's not you. And then they laugh sometimes. They'll be like, oh, no, I get it. Go ahead. What's up? You know?
You have to, because or somebody calls me and they're like, hi, regarding mom or whatever. Hi, can I speak to Margarita Chapman? I say, this is Margarita. How can I help you? Or Margarita, it's Margarita. and blah, 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 blah. And Margarita, I'm like, excuse me, but this is the third time I'm correcting you. My name is not Margarita, it is Margarita. And sometimes there are people I've already spoken to 10 fucking times ago, right? But my boundary is I am not going to allow you, right, to disrespect my name. And I can be kind about it. When they say, hey, can I speak to Margarita? I'm like, hello, how are you? This is Margarita. I'm not being rude. And then I say it again.
Listen.
And then by the third time, I'm like, no, because the next time she calls, she's going to have to get it right from jump.
Gladiator Guru and I are like best friends, and we love each other to death. But I will tell you that I get worried when I say your name wrong. Every so often, the white girl just can't roll the tongue properly, and it'll come out that way, and then I cringe. I take a breath. Uh-oh. She's gonna get mad at me.
But now everybody who knows me knows, like they'll joke around and call me by the other name. But everybody, since I was like 15, I have always been very adamant. I mean, I wrote about it in my book, the first and second edition, how you got a Margarita.
I know.
So when I tell people and they're like, what's the difference? I say the difference is when you say my name, you're exercising your tongue, and that always works out best in the end.
That's good. Yeah.
So, but
some shout outs, and then there's lots of commentary, and especially with Michelle, because I think some of the stuff that Michelle's writing, we really want to address Gladiator Guru. So, Isabel Garcia, good morning.
Good morning, Isabel.
Alice, Francia says, I love hand-me-downs. Miji is on. Good morning. Jamie Montanez is on. Francia says, I love when my family and friends gift me things. I do not question. I say thank you, and they know me to give me things that they would love to see me in or have. So Michelle says, so this is what I wanted to address. So Michelle says, I was fired from my job simply because of my kindness. I loved my job and did it well, kind and respectful to my coworkers. Absolutely, there's stuff, but they financially turned my life upside down, and that is not okay. All right, I got to address this, and this is going to sound a little on the harsh side. Just understand something, Michelle, that was not where you needed to be. If they could not accept your kindness, then the universe is basically telling you, you need to get the hell out of there, and you need to be better served someplace that can use your beautiful, beautiful heart. And it is not okay when you say they turned your life upside down. I want you to think of it as, yes, it fucking sucks to lose a job and lose money. Absolutely. We've all been, somebody at least once in their life has been fired one time. But this is how you have to look at it. They did you a freaking favor. They did not deserve you, and you need to have a job that not only that you love, but that knows your capabilities and can utilize your talents. And so you take that with you and go, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for doing that. And now I'm going to go over here, and it's going to be fantastic. And I know it's not easy to do that, and it takes time, but that is when you create that boundary and you say to yourself, you know what? I'm not apologizing for my kindness. I'm not going to change who I am to satisfy other people, but I'm also going to have these boundaries. Then all of a sudden, if you had put that into play sooner, you would have walked out. You wouldn't have waited till they fired you. You would have been like, I'm out of here. I quit. Because you would have owned yourself so much. And I know you, and you are phenomenal. You are phenomenal. I just know that I know you enough too, that sometimes I don't think you understand how phenomenal you are. And that is what I dealt with for a majority of my adult life. And I fight for it now with people because I don't want people to be sitting still anymore. So that's the badass part of the Buddha that comes out. The Buddha is the kind-hearted person, which I've always been and now more so. But the badass is I want to fight for you because I wasn't fighting for myself and nobody was fighting for me. And now I fight for myself and I fight for people that can't do it. And so does Gladiator Guru. That's where the gladiator part comes from. That's why we do what we do. And yes, this is supposed to be about kindness, and it is. But you deserve kindness. Like, you deserve it for yourself. And if you give it out to other people, whoever's going to receive it receives it. That's the beauty of it, right, Gladiator Guru? It's not
absolutely.
If they don't receive it, that's fuck them. That's on them. That's on them, and move on. And you're going to get a freaking awesome job that is going to be like, you're going to own it and you're going to love it and they're going to love you.
But Michelle, also remember that you they were uncomfortable at some point, but upon you leaving and you being gone, they felt the missing link of simple joy and kindness. So don't think that once they fired you that you were forgotten. You left that your aura stood there, and there were moments in their day, because that's how it happens. You were a messenger for their season. So you were sent there not as a punishment, but as a messenger to bring something to their life. So you planted a seed that still hadn't blossomed while you were there and couldn't blossom while you were there, because your mere presence of kindness and joy bothered them. But that seed, once you left, I'm sure a lot of people has changed. Gladiator Guru came many years ago. A gladiator back in the day was kidnapped and forced to fight in the Colosseum or wherever, forced to fight to the death. And that's how I consider myself. And many of them won. Many of them came out, riding on that chariot to safety from those animals. But even those who didn't, and that was my life. My life, I did not choose the pain, sorrow, and agony I went through. But I learned from it. I gained wisdom from it. I learned that I carried insight within to know the difference of many things. So together is the Gladiator Guru. I am that warrior fighter that was thrown into the ring and still fought with everything I had to come out a learned soul. And that's what I'm here to share. So yeah, and so don't ever think that it was a waste of your time, because you were the messenger who was just placed there to drop that mustard seed, and then your destiny was to continue. So yes, whatever the badass Buddha just said to you is absolutely correct. So I want to say some shout outs, please, because I did. And so my son-in-law Argenis keeps coming in and out. Erica Rivera, Luis Molina Bierzo, so Spain is in the house watching us right now. Lillian Maldonado. Jonathan says, remember, you can leave just one simple kindness. It will change someone's day for the good. And hopefully it trickles through them to others. So I stay kind with faithfulness to create a better day for someone. Don't get discouraged because they didn't accept it right away. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. God uses us as vessels. And it's not, what you learned, Michelle, is that no matter what you give, the people are not going to be ready to accept it because you're giving it in that moment. Everything's a process. We are a process. With our own decisions we make, it's a process. So I think like the badass said, the universe places us somewhere and removes us when we're too stupid to realize, okay, you overstayed your moment. And they'll remove us. I cannot wait until COVID is done, because I am going to go out and I'm in a busy area, and I'm going to hold up a sign that says this. One, because I miss hugs. Like, I feel like I'm being malnourished right now. I don't have any touch. And I need one of those tight hugs, like those bear hugs where you breathe the person's essence in, and not sexual. It doesn't have to do nothing with intimacy. It's just a hug. Humans need touch. And we try to act like such badasses that we forget that kindness stems from a touch, from holding somebody's hand when they're scared, when just smiling at them across. They could be so scared, and you smile at them across the room, and with the softening of your eyes, you've planted something so beautiful within them. So yes, Jonathan. Yeah, right. I think what everybody's saying is right. Kindness stems from within. And let me tell you, just because you're having a bad day does not give you a free pass, a hall pass, whatever, to be cruel. You can still be kindness through your tears.
Yes, that's actually a really good point. Absolutely. It takes, it does. It's a conscious effort. If you're having a bad day, and maybe people will see that you might be having a bad day and put kindness out to you, so to bring you back up. We're getting so many great comments today.
Okay.
Francia wrote, yes, people pleaser mixed with my kindness was not a good outcome. So I choose kindness and stopped pleasing people, or I chose kindness. My kindness is a trait, part of me. My character, people pleasing was a choice, and people use it. People use that to their advantage. Absolutely. That's where the boundary comes in. She says, yes, be in charge. I keep the same level of kindness, even if they are bent out of shape and they are either, they either walk away or check their attitude toward me. Francia says, Margarita, get it right. Yep.
That's it. That's it.
Francia says, she corrects me all the time. Good. I don't feel so bad, Francia, especially because you speak Spanish and
I know. I'm like, you're Colombian.
Michelle says, the Amazon customer service rep cried because I thanked him for all his hard work. See, right? So, Michelle, your job is out there that will appreciate you. Aritza says, cause you nasty. And I don't know if she was talking about that Margie, or see, I almost said it, the guru or me, but whatever. And then let's see, Aritza says, Aritza shouting out to people too on the feed. So Jamie, hi Isabel Garcia, glad you guys are listening. #1 show, yes, thank you. Garcia says, yes, Michelle, that is a part of self-love. Know you and your strengths and go where you are wanted, needed, and celebrated. Yes. Now I'm going to make my jewelry bench my job. Well, let me tell you something. Michelle has been posting her jewelry, and Michelle's jewelry is very like earthy and very, it's almost like, oh, you want to say almost like a Native American kind of that type of, but it's, I love it. And so, yes, you know, if Michelle, definitely keep going with this. Okay. Make your life the way you want it to be. Celebrate the pieces of you that are just absolutely fabulous. And I encourage, like, everybody that's on this feed, for the love of God, would you all connect with each other? Like, we are a tribe here. So anybody that you see on the feed, reach out and friend each other on Facebook and Instagram so that you all could communicate with each other, right?
Yes, Michelle, because Lillian Maldonado, who also comes on, she's a jewelry designer.
Yes.
She's different from you, so that would be a good connection.
Yes.
I'm waiting on my piece. She just made me like a howlite semi choker with a big ass lotus flower. You know, I'm gaudy. I like big jewelry, so I can't wait to get that piece. Wait till I wear it.
Michelle says thank you. I'm interrupting you. Michelle says thank you, Margarita. Arika. See, I want to roll my R now, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. So, oh my God, I miss hugs. Michelle says yes, heart to heart hugs. Iritza says, I need one of your hugs and smell your Egypt musk.
My Egyptian musk, yeah.
Michelle says, Margarita, I'm going to participate. I'm going to practice saying your name properly.
Thank you. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. Because you know what? Let me tell you something. In kindness, it is not that you're so kind that you're allowing somebody to say your name.
Hey, Shark, come here for a second.
Your name is heard and read before you're even met. Hi, Charlotte.
My baby. Say hi to everybody.
So if they can't, you have to, your respect, you know, and you respect yourself when you're kind to yourself. So if when they say my name, Margarita, that's like nails on a chalkboard for me. What am I saying to myself? How I'm less important because someone can't get my name right? No, I'm going to teach you how to say my name. And after I've taught you, and if you continuously can say it wrong, that means you're disrespecting me at this point. So I'm not going to be kind. Either get it right or don't speak to me no more.
You know, I meant to read the actual whole idea behind World Kindness Day, and we totally got like right into the conversation. So if I can, that would be lovely.
So go ahead.
Again, remember, this is tomorrow. So start practicing today. For those of you that practice kindness daily, good for you. I'm so happy. You're in a great club, and it needs to be spread, especially with the way the world is. So World Kindness Day is a global day that promotes the importance of being kind to each other, to yourself, and to the world. This day, celebrated on November 13th of each year, has the purpose to help everyone understand that compassion for others is what binds us all together. This understanding has the power to bridge the gap between nations. Absolutely, absolutely. And so with kindness comes love, comes compassion. And I think those are all the pieces that people are so afraid of. I think that's why people aren't always kind. They're always afraid of how they're going to be perceived, how they're, if they're going to put it out there and it's not returned. So again, the expectation piece. What do you think?
I think also a lot of individuals don't practice kindness because kindness is also a sign of sincerity.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know how to be sincere. They'll just say hi and be polite. So I think if you practice kindness, that will overflow. That would, all you have to do is remember to smile at strangers, wave. You know, I like to wave to people when I'm driving. I wave. Sometimes they look at me like I'm stupid, or I sing. I have a concert in my car when I'm driving. You know, to me, when I'm in my car and my music is playing, I have a sold out concert at Madison Square Garden. Okay. Because everything's going. I'm dancing, I'm singing, I'm looking at people doing this. And you know what? Some people look at me and they laugh. Some clap, some just look at me like I'm stupid.
Yes.
Either way, I invoked a reaction from strangers.
Yes.
So
and
as they're
something to talk about.
exactly like this girl was crazy singing in the car, but you know what? I'm sure that after they looked at me like I was crazy, they drove away and they smiled.
Yeah.
Because it's probably something they wouldn't do, or it was, you know, and if it's out in the morning, and then if I see them looking at me, I'll sing and I point to them like that. I don't care to be silly. I'm not embarrassed by who I am. Music like coffee is life to me. So you know what? Why not spread it that way? Because I'm genuinely like overflowing with happiness at that moment. Yeah. So I'm sharing it with who, even if I don't notice who's looking at me, you know, dancing and singing in the car. I put a smile on somebody's face. Whether it was a smile because they're like, look at that stupid chick, or look at her, she's having a good time. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Oh my God, look at that stupid chick. Hey.
And I think if you're genuinely being you and you're fun, or you're just waving or playing with the kids at the next booth that their parents, do it. Just be yourself, whether they accept you or not, but be yourself, because you don't know whose life you could be saving in that moment.
Oh my God. And that is so true. That is so true. Just one word of kindness to one person could completely, change things for somebody. Absolutely. And it's just the same. It goes the same way with anger, and it goes the same way with hate. It's that one emotion can shift it for somebody. And so I choose, as does Gladiator Guru, we would rather exude kindness than the other way, because you know what? Honestly, we don't follow the path anyway, right? Let's look at it that way. We always want to go against the grain. And what's the common thing right now is everybody hates each other. So, hey, listen, I'm going to be opposite. And I'm going to go with kindness, because it makes me feel good about, like, so in some ways being kind is also selfish, but it's selfless. It's one of the few things that's selfless and selfish at the same time. It's selfish because it provides something for me, but it's selfless because in the end, it does affect other people. It's going to go like just wave over other people. And yes. I love that idea. I love that part of the pay it forward. It's like, be kind, and then somebody else is kind to somebody else, and it just spreads.
I think Jonathan says that people get afraid of being let down. It's a lot to smile or be kind, since it doesn't happen often. You seem off or different, especially to a complete stranger. But break that wall down. Be you always. Change your mind in a nice way. And it's nothing but love. And absolutely, I think that if you carry kindness in your heart as your breath in your lungs, and it's just supernatural, it's authentic, then don't let anything or anyone stop you from being you. Remember, Robin Williams always made people smile. In all his movies, kindness, when you heard him speak kindness, and he was going through such turmoil inside and didn't let anyone know. Don't be that person. If you know somebody's down, just share love. Sometimes my love is like, get up, shake it off, let's go, come on. What are you happy for today?
Tough
So
love.
other people listening to me like, damn, she's gonna make her get sicker. But you know, a lot of people, I don't know. Some people need tough love. That's how I give my love. But I think if you carry it in your heart and you're authentic with it, you know what? Maybe you're down that day that you're bothered that somebody didn't say thank you when you opened the door. But you know what? Brush it off. Go in. You opened the door for somebody. So what? You didn't give them $1,000 tip. So just be kind. And let's all remember, when this is all over, let's all make a pact to stand outside with a free hug sign, because you don't know whose life you can save during that. And give free hugs. My friend that I walked with to Spain actually did this in Italy. Giovanni's from Italy. And he and his daughter, I think, were on this busy sidewalk in Italy. And they both had signs. Now, a lot of people just walked around them on the sidewalk. But I was amazed at all the different age groups that actually came up and hugged him like a complete stranger. And I think it's not so much because you're holding the sign that you want to hug. I think somebody's like, oh my God, I can touch a human. You know, I can feel warmth, because you don't know what's going on in their life. So how many lives can you save with that? Not everybody likes to touch. My daughter doesn't. I normally like to hug for 20 seconds. 20 seconds is healing. Any type of hug. And yes, Michelle, I always hug heart to heart. But my daughter's like, we are not doing a 20-second hug. And I'm like, yes, we are. So, you know, but just do it. And be authentic with everything you say. The badass Buddha always ends with that. Be authentic. You must be authentic, because when you're authentic with who you are within, the joy and happiness you carry within, the kindness you carry in your heart, it's like breathing. It's like breathing. And not everybody's going to like you, but it's okay. Smile anyway. What do they say? It takes 14 muscles to smile and 74 to frown. Bitch, smile.
Yeah, as an anatomy teacher, I have a problem with that expression because when we frown, it's all gravity, so it takes no effort to frown. That's the problem. It takes effort to smile, but that's okay, because you know what I've learned, Gladiator Guru, that my wrinkles go away. They go into a different place, and because of the weight that I've lost and the way my face is falling now, when I smile, I actually have dimples I never had before. And I'm loving that. So I actually prefer, I look better smiling. So you know what? In the end, here's the deal, guys. Tomorrow is World Kindness Day. Start today and forcibly, if you need to, be as kind as you can today to everybody that you come in contact with, even the people that you feel expectation don't deserve it. That's a judgment, but maybe they do. Maybe they're the people that need it the most. And tomorrow, for sure, spread it on your social media. World Kindness Day, World Kindness Day. We are expecting you. We will have an expectation of you. We are going to expect to see posts from all of you. You can post and tag Viva on Facebook and Instagram. We want to see you do World Kindness Day and post, and just remind people to be kind to one another.
Yes, do it. John, I just want to read one thing Jonathan wrote. He says, authenticity always. I'm a barber. I give a lot of tough love and kindness. In the end, it's all authentic. Real people love real. Absolutely. Absolutely. When someone's insecure,
we're going to have Jonathan on one of our episodes. We're so excited to have a barber, because like I'm telling you, right, that social thing that's associated with being a barber and being in a barber shop. I'm excited about that.
I am. We should have a hairdresser.
And he's bringing testosterone to the
Yes, absolutely. So all in all, when we end, it's all about be your authentic self. And you know what? Everybody can be kind. Everybody can come out of that dark space and into the light and realize that whatever happened to you, happened to you. That's the operative word. It happened.
Yeah,
it is not continuously happening. So whatever happened to you that had you locked in a dark room, you're out into the light now. You know what it feels to be alone and scared. Don't pass that on to anybody. And if that person does not return that smile back to you, it's okay, because The theme here is with kindness, we give in abundance. So we give. It's not a trade-off. True, authentic kindness is you smiling, you hugging, you holding a door open, you saying, you look beautiful today. And it's with no expectations.
Yes.
You're not, if you do that, start off your morning and the rest of the day that you're just gonna say and feel kindness towards other and then say, you know what, I'm just giving. Then you're not gonna be letting yourself down because that person's not gonna let you down. You are. So just give. The whole thing about kindness is giving, giving, giving.
And before we go, I mean, the comments are so fantastic. This is what we've been waiting for. Gladiator Guru and I talk about this all the time. We're always like, we just wish people would engage more and get into the comments. And this is just so much fun. So Iritza writes, I just love saying her name, by the way, Iritza. It gets me to practice. I smile at people, even with my mask on, and they smile back. There is no excuse. XOXOXO. Francia says, love y'all. We love you too, Francia. Carmen, we love you, Carmen. Carmen says, I don't know about random hugs, LOL. I have randomly bought people coffee, yes, or a meal. It's kindness in motion. Yes, Carmen, beautiful. I do something nice and people pay it forward, whatever you do. Be kind. That's actually a beautiful thing you could do tomorrow. If you are in the coffee line, buy a cup of coffee or donate a couple of bucks to the person behind you, and then make sure that the person checking them out says, this person paid for a National World Kindness Day. And then let's see, Jamie Montanez says, Iritza, say hi, cuz. Shout outs again, that's fantastic. Michelle says, absolutely. She said, check out Jeffrey's page. That is our favorite. That is our favorite day. Carmen says, especially one of Margie's hugs or coffee as they're each 20 minutes. And Michelle says, give without remembering, receive without.
Carmen, you choked me up on that one. Oh my God.
Carmen. Carmen swoops in at the end, right? Carmen just swoops in at the end and just like grabs the show.
That is awesome. Kindness in motion. So, mi gente, that should be something, plant that seed in you now so that when you awake in the morning, filled with hope, setting your day in faith, every step you take, you're going to take in faith, and then you share that kindness in your heart, because that's what love is all about. And, you know, I can love in a heartbeat. That's my problem. I'm a hopeless romantic. I fall in love in a heartbeat, whether it's a friend or hopefully a lover coming my way soon. You never know, but I'm open to that kindness.
Put it out there to the universe. Put it out there.
Oh, my brother's on. Hello, my brother, Miguel. Love you. Miguel. So yeah, Carmen, thank you for that. Thank you. Let's repeat it again. Spread kindness in motion. Buy the person behind you that cup of coffee. You know what? Just even with your mask on, Petey, yeah, because your cheeks are like mine. So when we smile, they all come up. We're Chinese. We become instant China, man.
That's right.
So, but you know what? Just wave.
See what happens tomorrow, right? So just tomorrow, spread kindness without judgment. If you are hesitant to give that person begging for money, a little bit of money or something to eat, just let it go for tomorrow. Just let it go. Just be kind, smile, do what you need to do, wave to people, hold doors open, buy coffee, do whatever it is, be as kind as you can tomorrow, no matter what. Even if it's not received, even if somebody at mother F's you because you're being kind, don't worry about it. And in the end, at the end of your day, we want you to reflect and say, how was my day today? And I guarantee, or we guarantee, that you're going to say, it was a great day today. I felt good doing this, and I felt good spreading that joy. So it is selfish, but selfless at the same time, right?
Yep. And that's all healthy for you. That's healthy for you. You know what? And I know we got to leave, but when you give out kindness, you get replenished. And it's happening so quick that you don't realize it until your day is done and you're sitting down and you feel a peace within. And that's because when you give, God returns it to you tenfold.
Yes.
So let's think about that. So yes,
this was a great day. Weekend, and Yes, we didn't have a guest today because we couldn't get a guest on, but we held our own today. So, and I don't think anybody missed anybody. That now that I think we did, we totally forgot to say anything. And I also didn't put on what our show is on Tuesday. So who the hell knows? We have it somewhere. I just didn't write it down. So everybody have a wonderful weekend. And remember, be you, be real, and be extraordinary.
Yes, so I love that. And remember, when no matter what's happening, breathe in the beauty and breathe out the bullshit. Namaste.
Namaste, everybody. Have a great weekend.